Hey everyone, and welcome back to a new tutorial. And in this tutorial, I'm going to be doing a whole brand new series on how to make a Future Rave style song from start to finish using the brand new sample pack that just came out today in collaboration with EDMTIPS, and it's called the EDMTIPS Creative Toolkit. Now this sample pack has over 115 presets for both Serum and Vital, and has over 270 handcrafted samples for you to use in your next song. Now, I've spent the past months working on this very hard, and I've created the sounds that I always wished I had when I started, and still to this day. Now, if you love what you hear, what I make, please go support the pack with the link in the description, or you go over to EDMTIPS' website. So yeah, let's get started. I have a melody here that is in the Future Rave style, and I'm going to also explain what I did and why. So we are going to actually just get right into this, and we're going to start using Serum, because I know I created some really funky leads. And by the way, guys, this pack has lots of presets. It has a lot of good ones in here that are very unique, and a lot of them have macros that you can instantly twist to give different tone, reverbs, wavetables, LFOs. Amazing. So I'm pretty sure the sound was called Mort. That was really good for Future Rave. And it should sound something like this. Oh, let's get the tempo to around 128 or 126 for this style. And you should get something like this. And basically, in Future Rave, you want to create either like kind of like arpeggios, kind of like space kind of melodies, or like trance gallops kind of. And basically this one's more of an ARP kind of gallop combination, because there's a bass line under this sound that is an octave down, or we're going to be putting an octave down to give it this kind of like bass line rolling kind of techno trance kind of feel, and you'll get a sound something like this. And basically, I've shortened the notes to be really like plucks, because they would actually sound something like this if you brought them out. Doesn't have that swing. So basically, you make it kind of like a gallop. So yeah, we're going to start with the drop first. So let's head over to the SoundBank over here. And when you open it up, you'll see all the presets for Serum, but that's not going to show in Ableton. And basically, you can head over to drums, for example, and you got lots and lots of drums. You got analog ones, handcrafted on a lot of synths. Actually, I did one on a Arturia synth, which was just amazing to use. So yeah, let's get one going. I like that one, the house kick. So we're going to start building a basic drum pattern out of this. So that's good. So let's actually instantly start side chaining. You can use any side chain. I usually use LFO Tool or Kickstart for this. You can also do it using a compressor inside of Ableton. So basically what we're going to do is going to shape it all the way over here. We're also going to loop it so then we can fully know what we're doing. So yeah, we already have the side chain. Everything's good there. You also have a really good synth shot collection. Lots of Reese's, growls, glitch basses, analog kind of stuff. So we can totally go ahead and preview some of them. This one will work perfect for what we are trying to do. It's out of key, as we can tell, because we are in the key of F sharp. So we are going to actually bring this up by 1 semitone, and it will be in key. But as we can hear is that the sound is kind of having a little bit of a delay. And this is just preference sometimes, but it's what I'm hearing. So we can bring this down just a little bit and actually smidge that over. And also, we can also hear in the sound, it doesn't have enough reverb or it's not stretched long enough. So I'm actually going to stretch this out, and you can actually do this on Windows, at least I know, is holding down the Shift and Control, and you start to drag it, and then you can start to do that. Click warp again. And then we're going to re-stretch. Then it should come out. And then we're also going to apply a reverb. I'm going to use probably something like Valhalla for this. And in Future Rave, with their reverbs, they usually have a very high decay. Very, very high. Around 7, 10. So now we're getting a very good effect, kind of like a down lifter kind of on top of it, which gives us a bunch of energy and that huge reverb sound this Future Rave style has. So basically, we're also going to EQ and also sidechain this a little bit. I'm going to use the Pro Q3 for this. You can use any EQ. Basically, we're just going to take out the low end around up to 130 area. Maybe even 120. You can have a little bit of a impact stuff. But now we're actually, because when you're cutting a lot of sound, sometimes, especially like if they need a little bit of body still, you can actually reshape the low end by adding a little bit of a peak here, like a Q or a resonant peak. So then it still gives them more warmth, like you didn't just cut out a sound, and you're giving it a little bit more of a shape. I'm gonna boost it up to about 4. And also add a high shelf. Give it a little bit more air. Up here at maybe 3 dB. 1 dB. And we're gonna sidechain that using a LFO tool. And something we're gonna do actually, because this isn't like such of a bad sound, we can actually take out a little bit of the cut, just preference. And also with LFO tool, and I missed this, is that if you're starting on your own, like just shaping it yourself, make sure you take this out a little bit because you'll actually get clicking sounds. Cool. So now we're already getting a basic idea down. Everything's kind of sidechained. And we can start adding like toms to this. Effects. Like we got some pretty good ambience here too that we can add. So, we can also add maybe an A sharp, but A sharp is one of the keys, I'm pretty sure, in this key. If not, we can always pitch it down, which might be the safest. So it's usually, I think it's around 5 semitones, if I'm right. You can always come back and fix it if it's not. Just want to get the main idea down for this. We're also going to start adding some more percussion. So I created tons of percussion here. Big toms, little stuff. We're gonna use like a little tom, more rounded kind of sounding. I'm gonna start to get that offbeat groove. Like a heavy rhythm. out the kick relationship. It's going offbeat. Perfect. That should be good. Now we play it. Then let's play it all together. Perfect. Now what we're gonna do, this is like endless possibilities of making sound. So you can either keep the high end or keep some of the lows. In this case, I wanna make it more, cut out the highs basically. Basically what we're gonna do is we're gonna boost some of it around this 110 area because that's where Tom really like lives and gives that power. I'm also going to cut some of the low end out because don't want to really be the bass's spot or where the sub is going to be, because that's where the power is going to be of this bass. And it's going to like kind of add, it's like more of a thing that you're going to feel enhance the groove, but it shouldn't be something that is going to overpower your bass and your kicks low end. It just shouldn't happen like that because it can cause a lot of rumble, and you got to think about this stuff kind of like a funnel, is that the higher the frequency, the more stuff you can layer on top. That's why I say absolutely sidechain your low end, and that's why they say your low end's most important, because you got to think about like a bridge. If your bridge foundation, which is your sub, isn't there, your bridge is going to fall apart. That's basically the way I look at it. So make sure your low end is tight. I'm going to take down the volume a bit. So let's get a sub bass in here. And there should be one made in the pack for this. We're going to create a, we're going to put serum on 1. Let's find one. We'll use this one. We can take off the LFO. We can just take off. We can take this guy off too. Take off this guy. Remove all destinations. Basically, now we're going to add a sub under it. And we are playing F. Take it down an octave. And we can basically, and if we shorten these guys, then we can also apply a sidechain on this. We're just going to start with a basic rhythm first, and we'll go from there. You can already hear some of the clicking from the LFO. When you play it all, cool. So we're going to first apply a saturator. I won't apply a decapitator, so then you guys can see that you can really just use anything to do this. We're just going to basically turn up the drive a bit. See, it's not grooving as well, so we're actually going to change up some of the bass. So this and this. We're going to mute this actually for now. You can really hear it. Also put a little bit of a release on this guy. A little bit of attack. Take down the release now. You can hear a little bit of a pop because they're so short notes. Still hear it a little bit. That's how you get a clean kind of sub going. Basically get some of the bass line down. Put the melody. I'm going to take down the ambience quite a bit. And basically, you can just start building on top of this. We're going to build this into an 8-bar loop. Basically now, we can just place all this across. For now, as a placeholder, we are going to just add a little bit more reverb to the sound. And also, just to show you one of the sync knobs, you can do something like this. So something like that. Gives a more brighter tone, because basically what sync does is it's like extra octaves, but not like actually using in semitones. It's basically just going up on a keyboard more. So something else we're going to start doing is processing a bit. I'm going to use Decapitator for this one because I want some extra warmth. And we're also going to apply some more EQ using the Pro Q3. Now we're going to take out some of the low end up to around 145. Maybe even 170 area. Let's see. Perfect. I'm also going to add, like I said, an air resonant up here by about 2 dB. I'm also going to add a little bit of a high shelf to get more present in air to about 2 dB. So we're going to do a little bit of mid. So basically what the mid and side do is this is just going down straight mono. So basically you can give it a little more of a punch to the sound is the way I look at it. So we're going to do that a little bit in the mid area. Sounding great. So now we're also going to apply some compression. Now I have a very good tip. Use Pump Me to the Radio if you have Pro C, because this thing is just instantly makes the reverb come out. Maybe a little bit too much sometimes, depending on the amount of reverb that you have. But it's an amazing thing to make your sound really come out if your sound is sounding thin. this sound. Everything's going to be fine tweaked later on when we do more of the mixing. I usually, well, when I make music, I usually mix quite a bit during while I'm making music, so it's getting the quality and it's not just going to be one huge step later on, because mixing for a lot of people, at least myself too, can be like quite a heavy task, and a lot of people like myself want to sound like the best it can be when I do a song. But it's just something I've gained the skill of, is that I know how to make it sound good ahead of time before I do all the last grouping and the last tweaks to make everything just really shine. So that's why I'm also mixing a little bit here. So it's sounding really big. We're also going to take down the volume a bit of this stab. So we're also now going to turn this into a 16 bar drop, because that's usually how long of drop this style would have in pretty much any type of EDM. So we're basically going to take this and copy it over. And we can start applying like hi-hats and claps and stuff. So we're going to apply a top loop, because I made a lot in this pack. Let's find one. This could work. Let's try it. Also going to make it up to 128 tempo. I'm going to copy that over. Make sure it's in time with everything. Should be. You can see by the waveform it is not in time. Basically what we're going to do is we're going to stretch it, take the sound, cut it, get to stretch it. It's not really fitting either. So we're actually going to just take a clap and hi-hat, which I made lots of claps here. We're going to use clap 10. Make this simple. Because there's so many sounds in this pack that it's a multi-genre pack. That's basically what I wanted to do, is create something that you guys could just combine genres, do any genre with. Even hip-hop, actually, you can use with this pack. So I just created every type of genre, like melodic dubstep, future bass, electro house, techno, trance. I created a lot of sounds for this pack. So that's why there's so many. And some may not fit this style, because I'm just scrolling as I go. So we're going to just actually apply the clap here. I'm going to delete the rest of this. And bam. And we're going to start applying a clap. Oh, my bad. Now it should sound. Claps are pretty much more lower in this style of genre. It's just there to add more of a percussive feel. And then we're also going to add a crash. Going to apply that one. Also apply another crash. And we're also going to apply some hi-hats. Do this open hat right here, because there's so many I created for this pack. There's like 20 per category in this pack. Let's see. I'm actually going to change it over to another hat I just found instead. This might work better. I'm going to apply this. I'm just going to quickly duplicate it all. Also going to apply a ride. Rides are great to add more energy. Now this ride, this one will be amazing for this. Basically, you just duplicate it on the kick, usually. You can also reshape the hi-hat using a distortion or Pro Q, for example, or an EQ. And that's what we're going to do. So yeah, that's basically what we're doing. We're also just creating a placeholder there for the energy that we're trying to do. We can always change it later. I just want to get the idea down. That's the way I look at creating music, and that's honestly what you guys should focus on too. Obviously, choose great sounds from the start. Obviously, I made these as high quality as I can, and they sound amazing. I'm even using them in my own songs. So yeah, they're a very good place to get an idea down. So we're going to actually do some crazy things now. We're also going to do some cool kind of automation tricks for the melody. We're going to load up a reverb EQ8. Let's get one going. I'm going to make this a high pass, or low pass, my bad. And we're going to show automation. We're going to create a little automation here. I love doing a trick like this. Basically what we're going to do, we're also going to take a phaser of some sort. We're going to take a flanger, my bad. Flanger. Basically. So automation. We're obviously going to tweak this. Something we're also going to do, and this is something I did in one of my new songs actually, it's where you can take the notes all like this. It'll take a minute to fine tweak this, but basically it's a trance kind of like thing that you can do where you double the note. Basically you make them a little bit shorter, just a bit more. Basically we're going to take down these guys a bit more. And then you add a bunch of reverb too. And basically, if I could show you what I'm talking about. So I'm going to take this knob in the macro. I'm going to apply it really, really big right here. And then it's going to go back down to 14. You can obviously apply different effects on top of this, and you get a really, really cool transition, and it just sounds big, and it sounds interesting. It keeps the melody interesting. This is a really, really good trick that I learned from doing trance music. So, yeah, we basically got a whole idea down here for a drop almost. Just we need to put on the tom, I think, again. We're also going to quickly beef up the bass a bit more. I'm going to use a Pro Q. And we're going to basically chop off a little bit of the high end because you want it to be clear. Basically, we're going to bring this down a bit. The harder to cut, you can actually do a little bit more. It's all about phasing and stuff, but don't really do a hard cut with this kind of stuff, at least in your sub, because it won't be a clear sign as much anymore, and it can get really weird and mess up your low end. So just take it off a little bit. Basically, we're going to boost a little bit of the key that we're in, which is F sharp. Basically, we're also going to boost the high end. This is obviously for preference, since every song is different. That huge kind of sound going, and basically you have ambience running through the back too, right here, and it's sounding really, really big. Let's just automate that, see what it will do. It's me. So yeah, basically that's how you can build a huge Future Rave drop so far, and obviously we're going to fine tweak it all later. In the next episode, we're actually going to work on the break and build of this song. And yeah, guys, if you loved what you see here today, please smash that thumbs up button and maybe even subscribe if you want to see more content like this and continue watching the series. And if you really love the sounds that you heard today, I please beg you to go and pick up a copy of this SoundBank. I have put my heart and soul into this, and I really hope it changes your music. So yeah, guys, this is it for me today, and I will catch you in the next episode. See you guys.